Internet, Allison here. And today we're going to do a quick live. I want to go over my new updated morning mindset routine. This is a routine that I taught for many years. I started doing it in 2019, and that was the first time I could get my belief behind big goals I'd never thought of before. So 30K months, for example, was like a big number in my head back then. And let me silence my phone. The routine kind of combines vision with mindset, and now also like the part of the reason why it works is because it's helping prepare your nervous system for the bigger goals that you have. So I'm gonna just share my screen. I think I'll share my screen, and I guess I better pull up the document. I'm gonna share my screen, and then you guys can just have this for all of you on the internet who are watching. If you're here, let me know that you're here in the comments so you can hear and see me okay. And I am going to pull up this document, and let me know if there was anything in particular that you wanted to see or that you were excited about. And we'll kind of get rolling here. So this is my 2026 mindset routine. If you want to too, I can tell you, let me just actually tell you this real quick, how to save this. So I have it in a Google Doc, and you can turn any link to anything on the internet, you can make it a shortcut on your iPhone. And I think Android makes custom apps a little easier, but on the iPhone, you just have to have the link open in Safari. It will only work in Safari. Then you click the little up arrow share button, and then you can save that link as a shortcut on your phone. So whenever I have like a course I'm really interested in, or like this mindset routine, I'll open it in Safari and I'll save it as a shortcut on my phone. So I can just open it up every day and read it. And then I update this as often as I need to, so that it's like current and I'm interested in it. Let me go to my YouTube channel really quickly, and I am live and we have people on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in. I wonder I just want to see what the comments look like. Is this gonna be annoying? Probably. Hold on one second. So if I wanted to make a comment, okay, so the comment section on your desktop is going to be like on the right side. I don't know where the comments are on your phone, but I just always wanted to know where they were. I never looked before. So if you somebody comment something, so I know that the technology is working, but I'm going to keep going so the replay isn't like, is anybody here? Okay, so let me share my screen. Oh, that's handy. I didn't know I could just share this little tab. Cool. Okay, so this is my morning mindset routine. I've simplified it a lot from what it was in the past. So I'm not going to go over what it used to be in the past, because that's not going to be that interesting. If you've never seen it before, you're not going to care a whole lot. So now in the morning mindset routine, there's a few sections. The first one is the vision statement. The next is the theater of the mind. I'll tell you what that means in a second. The next is some kind of imagery, and then affirmations, and then evidence. And these are all really important sections to have. So I'm just going to talk through these one by one. So in the vision statement, this is a description of like where my life is headed. So this is where this is actually, there's lots of parts of this that are similar to my previous morning mindset routine, which I've made probably 10 iterations of that one routine. And then this one is just like completely rewritten, which is why I'm doing this live training to completely go over it again. So the vision statement is just like, where am I heading? So I'm thinking very, very broad stroke, big picture. Who do I want to be? What do I want to be seen as? How much money do I want to be making? What does my family and friendship life look like? So very big, broad strokes. So some of the things I say in here, let's make this bigger so it's not minuscule. And then I want to make sure you can actually see all of it at one time. There we go. We know how to use the internet. So Allison Reeves is a successful author and entrepreneur. So I'm an author. I'm an entrepreneur. I have an abundant income. I make more money than I ever thought possible. I have a fulfilling relationship. I enjoy my work. And then I put in here something about my health. So my health feels effortless. It feels, and I wrote, it's something that is not efforted for, but something that feels as effortless and free as taking a deep breath during a slow sunset. Like I just want my health and my fitness to feel natural, easygoing. I don't want it to be this like grippy count 2 million grams protein a day situation. So that's what I want is my broad strokes. And then the next section is the theater of the mind. And when I had a mastermind, this was the section that kind of tripped people up. So your theater of the mind, this kind of concept, the importance of this concept comes from a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. And the idea is that your vision for your life is a pretty broad stroke. And so what we want to do to add on to that, and this is what helps prepare your nervous system for your goals, is we want to put you in the scene. You want to put yourself in a movie scene of your future life. And this will probably change a lot more than your overall vision. Your vision is like broad strokes, big picture. The theater of the mind is like a day in the life or a morning in the life. So I wake up in the morning and I take a deep breath. My partner greets me with a kiss and we have coffee together and have a slow morning before enjoying the beauty of the area. I picture myself waking up on a beach and then serving clients throughout the day and then ending the day and meeting up with friends and experiencing music. And that's like an ideal day for me in this moment that I envision. So vision, broad strokes, theater of the mind is like a specific moment or day. It's like paint the picture of the actual scene. The next section is visual imagery. So I have this in a Google Doc, just really narrow, instead of taking up the whole width because it resizes on my phone better this way. But you could actually make this whole document in Canva and design it and have it look much prettier. I just didn't want to, I will spend 4 hours on this in Canva. So I just wanted it to be like simple and just take me a second. So in the images here, I'll make this bigger since I made it little for my phone. But I have lots of like romance. I have two of the same picture, oops. But I have like kind of 3 pictures of just like intimacy and romance. And I have this beautiful lit bedroom and this like aesthetic that I'm envisioning for myself. I don't know if I'll ever dress like that, but this kind of free, comfortable, modern looking boho vibe on the beach. So this to me on the bottom left is like playful fitness. Like I like running and biking and things like that, but I want my fitness and my health to feel just like playful and easy. And then water is really big for me, and outdoors in general. So these are all things that I want to manifest. I'm really big into like just passion, beauty, outdoors. And affirmations. So I'm not going to read all of these, but I basically had, I wrote all my goals down. So I wrote like the theater of the mind and the vision. And I used, just to be perfectly honest, I used AI to help me come up with like 1 million affirmations that had to do with my specific vision and goals. I think I wrote 50 affirmations. So I deleted some of the ones that were given. I edited many of them to make them kind of work for me, but you want to read these every day. So in the theater and the vision, that's kind of like a practical perspective on like, what are my general goals? In the theater of the mind, you're starting to like feel physically into the goals that you have. And then with the picture too, like if you're looking at doing this routine every day, you don't want to just look at the picture. You really want to breathe in every image. You want to put yourself in that scene. So the more that you can learn to feel into the moments that you're trying to capture in the mindset routine, the better you're preparing your nervous system to feel safe when you start receiving those things. Because you can read this whole thing and that would be just fine, but you want to like really feel it so you can embody that persona more easily and then just prepare your body for the change. If you're new here and you haven't heard me talk about the nervous system, your body you want to stay in the same state. Your body feels safe where it is. So even if your life is not what you want it to be right now, your body still feels safer there than it does in a new, better state. This is true for health and wealth and romance. So in wealth, which is what many of you are here for, it's like you'll think that making $100,000 in a month is amazing when you've never made more than $10,000 or $5,000. But your body may also freak out and you may subconsciously sabotage yourself if you weren't prepared to receive it or didn't believe that it was possible. Same thing with your fitness. Your body, like it likes where it is, even if you are in a state in your body that you're not comfortable in or isn't healthy for you, but your body still likes being there instead of a drastic change. So by practicing this routine every day, we're doing the mental work and the mindset to increase our belief and start changing what we believe. But you're also, when you're thinking about how it feels, you're doing the physical work to prepare your nervous system to feel more safe when that thing arises. So same thing with your body. Like, even though I don't want to change my body too much, but I do a little bit. And I think often about how it feels to have like a leaner body, like what it's going to feel like, what I'm going to look like. And you have to also do that in a way where you're not hitting your current reality. But okay, so going back to our affirmations. So that's what these affirmations are going back to the mindset. So and we need both. We need the mind and the embodiment. And then the last section here, so really simple, just a few sections, 5 sections is the evidence. I need to add on way more to this. I had probably 100 pieces of evidence in my last routine, but your evidence are like all the little pieces of evidence that you can collect that will show that the thing that you want is coming to you or that it's already happening. So one of the people's biggest problems with manifestation is like, one is the nervous system. People just don't know that the nervous system has to be involved in embodying what you're trying to manifest. But another big problem with manifesting is that people just give up before the thing comes because we don't see that it's happening. So this is true if we go back to like weight loss or wanting to change your body. You go on a diet for a month and your body doesn't change, you can get really discouraged. But if you stay with the vision long enough, then your success is inevitable. There's this like bro fitness guy that I follow, and he's got some really like grounded, sweet advice. And one of the things he mentioned, he did this really viral video after the holidays one year, and he's like, what should you do if you ate like shit during the holidays? Now you're trying to get back on track. And he's like, nothing. You should do nothing. You should just go back to your routine and get back into it again. But his whole premise of this video and what he continued on to say was that your body and is like, it's a whole lifelong journey. And you're going to try some things that work and you're going to try some things that don't work. But if it's a thing that you're going to stay on no matter what, then why does it matter if you hit this bump in the road? I think a lot of times when we don't meet a goal and we get disappointed, we just assume it's never going to happen. It's never going to work. We're never going to deserve it. But if you know that you're going to be able to have it no matter what, and if you believe that you're going to have the best for you or better, then you just have to keep going and stick with the vision. So anyway, the goal of the evidence is to track the big wins that you have, because obviously I made $1,000. That's a big win. I made $10,000. That's a big win. I get $100,000 from selling a house. That's a big win. But there's also lots of little moments, like I found a penny on the ground, or my client renewed, or I got enough credit card points because I signed up for a new credit card after I finished paying off my business debt. I finally got a credit card again, just very recently, like 3 months ago. And I ended up spending enough that was within my budget, so I didn't overspend, but I met the spending minimum for a $750 point bonus. So that basically paid for this retreat I'm going on in next month. And then I was like, I booked a trip to Mexico to see one of my clients in person. And I just figured I'll be able to deduct my expenses. I've been wanting to go to Mexico for a while. And then they decided to go ahead and reimburse me for my plane ticket and book some extra sessions. So now that trip was basically paid for between the extra sessions and getting my trip reimbursed. So those are also feel like kind of big evidences, but there's lots of small evidences too. Like if you haven't made a sale yet, having somebody tell you that they like what you're doing is a win. You want to track every single win because your reality is going to take a while to change depending on your goal. So that's it. That's the whole routine. And I don't think I'm going to go too much longer unless you guys have questions or anything, but this video is going to be at the same link on my channel. It's already live. The replay will be live immediately. And that's my new simplified 2026 morning mindset routine. Like I said earlier in the video, if you missed it, I created a little shortcut to this on my phone. I couldn't customize it, so I have to figure out how to do that. But this is what it looks like. I don't know why it has the number 2, but that number 2 is this Google Doc. And so I can open up this Google Doc. And then there's my mindset routine. And I can just easily read it every day. Yeah, where's the image? I'll show you how messed up the image is. Oh, actually, it looks fine. Anyway, that's the whole thing. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.